We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, whoa! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide!
Welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollersPodcast.com. Where is the music? It's right here. There we go. Okay, I don't know what happened, but that's fine. Glad you're with us today. It is Finish Strong Friday, friends, and we are here ready to go better than ever, talking all things Nintendo and all things Nintendo all the time. Glad you're with us today. Like I said, got a good one. So much to talk about. I have found some gems to share with you today, friends, and cannot wait to do that. Speaking of gems, let's find a diamond. It's Blabs.
Hello, Vince McMahon. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, we're a bit sickly today, so I'm a bit sad, but that's all right. Yeah, it's either the allergies or actually I'm getting sick. YOLO. Change of weather happens to everybody. Sadness.
Both my kids had a little sickliness going on last night, and gotta be honest, kind of feel it too.
Oh no!
We're gonna power on through. Listen,
we're all taken out by the plague.
Dad's always the last one to get sick, always. So I'm gonna fight through it.
And then fine. You get you recover after everyone else has already recovered, and you're like, I am free too now.
No, I'm the last to go down, first to get up. That's the golden rule when it comes to this stuff. So, that's just how I operate here, Blabs.
Right.
Because I'm a man. I'm 43.
And you literally jumped and died, so.
Well, I mean, listen, that happens all the time, constantly, to people, not just men. I like, just for the record, Blabs. When I was speaking to the doctor, they said, I just saw somebody who did this to themselves. And would you like to know how old they were?
Probably like 10. 16
years old. So it's
it happens to everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just funny that it happens to you.
Well,
not the fact that you fractured your foot. That sucks.
Yeah,
but the fact that the event actually would happen to you is a bit uncanny.
I mean, why?
I don't know. Just because.
Okay.
Not that I wish ill on you or anything. I was like, get well soon and everything, but it's just uncanny. Like, I'm gonna play basketball.
Well, Blabs, here's a reference to this is such a deep cut that nobody understood, but only me. Sometimes I say things on the show that only I understand. And when I said some diamonds, I was actually referencing this right here.
Who's Emmett?
Emmitt Smith, leading all-time rusher for the NFL.
You think I know this stuff? I am female.
Blabs, just listen to what Emmitt Smith says here in his commentary.
They had a lot of penalties and gave up over 100 yards in penalties. And yesterday, the same thing kind of occurred in the Giants game. They had 10 penalties and gave up over 80 yards.
They do a very good job of flying around on the football field and carousing the football carrier.
This kind of inconsistency play going up against a team like New England will get you completely blowed out. He's been injured. We haven't seen enough of him.
This is like Seth's moments all over again.
Good when he's in the game. I think
there's one I'm waiting for in particular.
Is Eli Manning. Eli Manning has been given rights of passage.
Don't worry about the game we just won or the team that we just blew out or blown out. Let's think about what we need to do going forward. And they had blown out.
Okay, I need to find the right clip.
A lot of blowing involved with that man.
A lot of yeah. Emmitt Smith definitely. Well,
hello. A lot of blowing on the mind.
There's a clip in particular where he's talking about you got a lot of diamonds. Got a diamonds in and also a lot of poo poo. You got to find the diamonds in the poo poo. I know, it's really crazy. Speaking of diamonds in the poo poo that is the internet, Vara Dark joins us today. Hello.
I never want that intro again.
No. You're a diamond.
I'm putting that on my contract that you can never say that again.
You're a diamond, Vara. propping you
Try
up.
to fix it, Craig. It's not
All right,
working.
Okay. Here's the absolute shit.
Here's the ginger.
Mound of poo-poo on the internet. It's Vara Dark.
That's not any better.
Okay, hold on.
I tried.
Here is the greatest.
You just cut her off.
Hold
you little
on.
shithead.
No. The diamonds in the poop.
Are you okay? Are you taking drugs for
Listen.
your foot that makes you retarded?
No, I'm not. Blabs, listen. Here she is, everybody. The greatest commentator on the internet, Vara Dark.
I guess it's better.
Way to make us deaf.
Deaf and sick.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I feel like you're allergic to me. Whenever I'm here, you're always sick.
Dude,
No,
I'm
good.
allergic to the gingers.
I think it's the exposure to that guy.
Honestly, that is fair. And then you come around and you're like so intelligent and everything that I'm just not used to, so I get so sick.
True and real.
Is that right? Do you think I'm dumb, Blabs?
I never said that, but you just did, and I'm not going to disagree.
It was clearly implied.
Oh no, caught in 4K. Or 1080p, I should say.
Watch how quickly Blabs loses her job in 4K. It's awesome. Now you can think I'm dumb. That's fine. You're fine as long as the checks keep coming, right, Blabs?
That's right.
That's right. There we go. All right.
I don't actually think you're dumb. I just think you're retarded some days.
Aren't we all?
The rest of us.
True.
This is all true. Well, glad everybody's with us today. Like I said, it is Finish Strong Friday, and we are finishing.
Can you say that in Vince McMahon voice?
Yeah, sure. Here we go. And you can clip it. You're fired.
Thanks.
There you go. Okay. Look, it is Finish Strong Friday. We got a big day ahead of us. We have a lot to talk about. We're digging deep into the Nintendo stuff today because there have been some shocking turns. And I don't use that with hyperbole at all. Like, it's been crazy to watch over the last 48 hours, the response to Nintendo, the prices. And now they announced something this morning, which is just balls crazy. So we're going to spend a lot of the day talking about Nintendo again, but we do have a lot of other things to talk about. But first, obviously, we like to start today with Today in Video Game History. So Blabs, please fill us in on what's going on today.
Okay, if I can find it. What happened to my days? There we go. April 4th, everybody. We have Star Wars Episode 1, Jedi Power Battles, releasing in 2000. We have Armored Core 3, releasing in Japan in 2002. And then Elder Scrolls Online was released in 2014. Ta-da!
Gotta be honest. Those are pretty much the best games from today.
I thought so.
Outside of...
Isn't it Persona 5? Yeah, I was going to say, I'm a little offended that it didn't make the list over the Star Wars game. There's some really good Star Wars games, but that's not one of them.
Look who makes the list.
Listen, Blabs.
Listen. No. I went for a variety here. Look at the dates.
I get it, though. True. I do get that.
I'm not fighting with Vara. She makes a great point that it's not the greatest Star Wars game. But
oh, no,
I went
it's
with
not.
variety.
Hey, hold on. Did you just compromise?
Who?
That's you. That's very unlike you.
Listen, I don't compromise with you, but I'll compromise with other people.
Okay. You don't compromise with men. It's only women.
Ew, men.
Ew,
she's
gross.
turning into a feminist right in front of our eyes.
Dude, people call me a feminist all the time, so it's fine. They say I hate men on the internet. It's really hilarious because I don't like trans men in women's sports.
Well, there you go. You racist. You bigot.
Come on out, you racist.
That's right. That's Vince McMahon right there. Well, hey, if you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Join the 116,000, almost 117,000, just normal men. Let's do our best to get to that 1,337 likes today. And today's episode is brought to you by you at sidescrollersplus.com. Did you know that in addition to Nerd Duel episode 1 going up on YouTube on Thursdays, you can watch Nerd Duel episode 2 featuring Vara Dark right now, exclusively over as a Plus member. We are currently sitting at 385 Plus members right now. Today is the last day to get $30 off your annual membership. Look, tariffs are hitting, guys. I'm just saying right now. No, but make sure to take advantage of that $30 off your annual membership today, because it's the last day you can take advantage of it. Let's get to 400 today. That means 15 of you need to open up a window and join us over at Side Scrollers Plus. It'll be $60 for the entire year, which is like a membership on YouTube, just paid at one time. So would really appreciate that. Let's get going and keep those paychecks going for Blabs, right, Blabs?
That's right.
That's like look at this. Give it up for Cyberman, who came in as a brand new Plus member. Love that. Thank you very much. Outstanding stuff. So before we get into all the fun stuff, first Wedge says Blast punched my grandma in the face for no reason.
Yeah, but it was Turbo Granny, so deep cut. Vara gets it. She's like, that's good. That's good.
Okay. Snake Master says pre-ordered myself the Switch 2 Mario Kart bundle and world. No, you didn't. How'd you do that?
In his dreams.
What do you, lies, Snake Master. You did not pre-order yourself anything. What are you talking about? Pixar didn't happen. They don't even have pre-orders up.
Yeah, but NOK, where is that again?
NOK, they certainly didn't do that. No way. Well, Snake Master, good, if you did, congratulations.
Norwegian. Why don't we ask Arch if it's available for pre-order?
I don't know, but Snake Master, congratulations, $821. Ouch.
Is it Nok, North Korea?
I just did NOK and it said Norwegian.
Well, would be if Snake Master's tuning in from North Korea, he's the one.
He's out of here.
He
This
can't
is his
be
goodbye
watching.
stream.
That's right. Kim Jong-un is coming for you, Snake Master. But congratulations with your propaganda, with your propagandized Mario coming your way from the Switch 2. Maria says, Cody Rhodes? No, not Cody Rhodes, Vince McMahon. Shane O'Mac says, Craig remembered football is 80% mental, 40% physical, and 100% innuendo. Thank you very much, Shane O'Mac. Mercenary says, you're almost fired. Armored Core saved you, Blabs. There you go.
Okay.
And look at this. Shadow Rising has become a Plus member. Love to see that. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate that greatly. And Robo for 5 on Plus says, hashtag Finish Strong Friday. DSP gift. I see what you did there. It's Phil finishing
It literally was a DSP gif. It was not the nice one. Very disturbing one.
V. Barrett says, Vera only likes Persona 5 because she's in it. Hi, Futaba. Is it Futaba?
You could say Futaba. You could say Futaba. It doesn't matter.
Futaba.
Yeah.
All right. You guys go check out Nerd Duel episode 1 available on YouTube. Nerd Duel episode 2 available on Plus right now. We also have Blabs Versus. You can check that out as well over on YouTube, which is going very well, which is very cool. People like to see the struggle, Blabs.
I noticed that. That's all right. That's fine. I mean, I'm here for people's entertainment.
Yep. Not entertaining at all is my video game collection. Some of the rarities that I shared over on Plus.
Actually,
as well.
people enjoyed that.
Oh, good. Well, is that available for everybody?
That's available
or
just for Plus members.
Okay, go check that out. And the idea is that you share yours as well. So, like Vera does on our show for Today in Gaming History, right?
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah. And today we're doing our call-in show. We Blabs and I were talking about it, and we think we're going to do the call-in show exclusively on Fridays and go a little bit longer with that. So starting next week, the call-in show will be only on Fridays because we think that'll be the best, just the best over. We want to make sure it's not, for lack of a better word, phoned in.
Or
right?
dry, yeah.
Yeah, or dry. We want to make sure it's like there's a lot of value there for you guys. So we're going to make it a special Friday thing. So our call-in show will be on Fridays. So, all right. Let's get into it, ladies. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for hard news. Hard news. Now, look, I know what our audience wants. And what our audience wants, they get on this show, which is why I bring to you this viral post of 1.7 million views from Sword and Slippers. Did you see this post, Vera?
I have.
Sword and Slippers knows how to market their games as well. Sword and Slippers is a character action deck builder with a fairy tale twist. They released this on April 1st, but you know what? People seem to like it. Here it is right here, Blabs. Enjoy the slider here. The ability to slide and move
Hey,
them
man, it beats Dragon Age Veilguard's tits.
That's for sure.
up and down they go. Where it stops, nobody knows. I just like to point out that even at the smallest size,
they're still massive.
Still wonderfully massive, right?
Very well endowed.
No, congratulations. They know exactly
She
what
will
they
do
want.
so well if she ever gets stranded in the ocean because she's got 2 like life preservers ready to go.
Yeah.
Or like in a car accident, she's got airbags. She's fine. She's safe. Way to go.
Yep. Congratulations. Yeah. Chat, what do you think? It seems like the chat is into what's being thrown down here. Gaming is indeed healing. That's right. But we're not done here because, like I said, I know, gentlemen, what you're looking for. I know that 90+% of our audience is male, right? And when those $50 super chats come in, we deliver the goods. But PC gaming has also delivered the goods. Did you see that Tears of the Kingdom made its way to PC, Vera?
Boy, oh boy. The internet's a great place.
Let's check this out, Blabs. See what you think of the PC port of Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh my.
I mean,
did they reenact the bend and snap from Legally Blonde?
I think they did.
Yes.
This will be pulled by Nintendo. So, oh, look at that, doing the straight, like she's on a pole right there. And so
Yeah,
disregard the idea of actually playing as Link. Now it's just Zelda running around doing her thing when all of her thong of all things. Like, why do they have her running around?
And then snap.
That's right. So there you go. I see that. 10 out of 10 game of the year. I see it in the chat. And maybe that's why Nintendo is so hesitant to bring their stuff to PCs. Just throwing it out there. Who knows? So
they're afraid of ruining their family-friendly image. One adult is going to see that on X, and then they're going to freak out like, why did I allow my kid to buy this?
That's right. Why? Nintendo, what'd you do? They're going to lose even more trust that Nintendo's already lost in the last few days.
It's like how Capcom has targeted modders, and they've said that it's because of it's basically because of degeneracy. Oh, we don't want people to mod our games because you'll mod it in a way we don't approve of.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Well, they are the moral arbiters, and there's nothing that we love more than companies telling us how we should act.
Love it.
Love that. All right. Well, what's interesting is talking about ways people should act. The reviews are in when it comes to the Minecraft movie.
Oof.
Vera, what have you heard?
Nothing good. That's for sure.
We saw our first review of this earlier this week when the embargo was up, and this person gave a scathing review of it. We talked about it briefly, but it's coming out on a larger scale now. A Minecraft movie review over from IGN. They have reviewed it, and it is reviewed fairly well. Let's see their verdict for a big studio adaptation of a massively popular video game, the Minecraft movie. Lets a surprising amount of its director's personality shine through. Napoleon Dynamite's Jared Hess manages to fit some laugh out loud silliness into his overworld saga before surrendering to the obligations of CG-driven fantasy adventure. Thematically, Minecraft movie offers a Pat world. Pat world is what you make it lesson, but Jack Black and Jason Momoa in particular sell it with a lot of comic enthusiasm. Just kind of like generic here. We saw this as well from New York Post. Idiotic video game film stomps on your brain.
I feel like they would say that about literally any video game adaptation now.
That's a good question. I wonder what John Oleskinsky has to say. That's the person who wrote this. I wonder what his X handle is. Just curious if he's around because he, most traditional reviewers over here will put their nose up in the air and be really snobby about it. But over on IMDb, we have a score of 6.1 out of 10. Meh, right? I still think this movie is going to make $1 billion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of kids are going to want to go see it. So, Blabs, do you have any like your nephews, your kid,
Oh, they're way too young to see these movies. They're 3 and 7 months, not even. So definitely not for them. But I was trying to find this John Olinsky. I don't think he's got a Twitter. Okay. I can't find him.
Probably on Blue Sky.
Probably.
He's probably on Blue Sky. Yes, I haven't checked that yet.
Right. Loud and Proud says the movie's already leaked online. Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I definitely don't encourage you to watch it for free. Don't.
Do not.
Stop.
That's bad.
Don't do it. Also, Fake Wizard came in, and Fake Wizard says, Minecraft review coming soon. I do not recommend taking your young kids to see this. Snow White was a better film. Again,
Oof.
Snow White was a better film.
Yeah.
I can't find him on Blue Sky either, by the way.
Oh, man. So that's pretty scathing right there. Then we have this from John. John Graham says, a Minecraft movie is bad. There's a silver lining of a good message in it. By the end, at least I chuckled through a lot of the first act because it was so effing ridiculous. But I was laughing at it more. I was laughing at it more than with it. My laugh ran out the second act, and I got quickly bored by the lazily written plot and dialogue and one-note B plot that doesn't go anywhere. Kids deserve better movies. I grew up on much better.
I always thought a lot of the casting in this was really bizarre because picking people like Jason Momoa and Jack Black just seems to appeal more towards adults who already know them. But then it's not necessarily a movie that is just for adults. It's also a movie for kids. So you'd think that they would pick different actors for these like lead and important roles. It always seemed very bizarre to me, like they didn't know exactly what audience they wanted to target.
Well, I know that the target for Jack Black isn't exactly out there right now, as this was interesting. How annoying was Jack Black in it? He's beyond extra in every shot he's in. I'll say that. Which,
yeah.
Blab, see how old Jack Black is at this point?
Ooh.
Like the kind of the wacky, zany character.
He's 55.
Okay, and it's like, look, I'm all about like, having fun and stuff, but at a certain point, like
actor age.
Yeah,
It's like Seth Rogen with the weed jokes every 2 sentences.
Sorry, it's my Seth Rogen impersonation. Now, there is something to the idea of like acting your age, right? But is Jack Black there? Yeah, probably.
It would be so much better if these actors acted their age for maybe every 9 out of 10 projects, and then 1 out of 10 projects they come back and act the way that they used to act in those famous movies or the movies that made them super popular, because then it would be much more special and they'd be able to pull on that nostalgia more. But they never do that because they only have one gimmick.
Well, let's see how the movie is doing, though. The Minecraft movie snagged over $10 million in Thursday evening previews from 3,400 locations, making the largest pre-show earnings for a video game adaptation, surpassing Five Nights at Freddy's. I said, this is going to kill. This is absolutely going to kill. Like, this is the epitome of Hollywood slop, but it will absolutely destroy. And that's also kind of the problem. So let's see. I'm curious what the Five Nights at Freddy's box office was, how that generated. The film grossed just under $300 million worldwide, which I think that if Minecraft grosses $300 million worldwide, I think that's a massive L.
Well, I definitely am in agreement with you that I think it'll probably, make $1 billion at the box office. I mean, as of 2023, there were 300 million copies of Minecraft that have been sold. So never mind now, 2 years later, I'm sure that this movie is going to make bank.
The Minecraft box office estimates that's projected to make between 70 and 90 million its opening weekend. Some estimates as high as 110 million. The film has already earned over $10 million. Internationally, it is expected to add at least 65 million, bringing the worldwide opening to between 165 and 150 million its opening weekend. So it's going to kill. Yeah. It's going to kill. So, yeah. So question chat, do you plan on going to see the Minecraft movie? And if not, why not? Is it because your kids aren't begging you for it? Or will you give in to your kids begging and asking you for it? Of course you will, because they're kids. Of course. The chat overall, no. Ad Dice came in with 10, says Jack Black has always been annoying. His novelty wore off 2 decades ago. Not wrong. Frost says, okay, There you go. Thank you, Frost. Appreciate that. Thank you for that wonderful intellectual comment right there. Mercenary says the children yearn for the Minds quote Arch likes. Thank you. Skull. Fuck. Came in and says, I would unironically buy a Zelda game like that or any other game like that.
True.
Bike Shorts says Sword and Slippers is definitely hard newsworthy. Don't make it weird, Bike Shorts. Commodore fan says Nintendo has an email list. Nintendo Switch Online members. Nintendo Online. What is it? What's NOS? Nintendo
Online System, isn't it? Or something like that.
Whatever it is. Where you have to play your Switch for a minimum 50 hours before a chance to pre-order the PlayStation 2 from Nintendo.
Yep, and you need 12 months of membership.
Yeah, crazy.
Apparently, NOS stands for New Operating System from Nintendo.
No, that's not right. It's Nintendo.
No, I think it's Nintendo Online. Oh, service. That's
Nintendo Online service. Okay. Shriek says just pre-ordered a Switch 2 since the pre-orders are live in Norway. Wow. Okay, so Norway apparently is the only place.
Do you think Arch is going to get one? He's going to be like PC Master Race until Switch 2.
Dude.
Seeing as there's only 5 people there to pre-order it, I mean, I bet.
Arch is one of them.
He should 1,000.
I'm going to DM him and ask him.
Mercenary says Jack Black as Bowser is better than Seth as DK. Thank you, Mercenary. And Hayden came in with the 10. Says, all the kids involved in my life, all 10 of them think the Minecraft movie looks dumb and they don't care to see it. They all play Minecraft. Oh, okay, cool. All right, interesting. Thank you, Hayden. Appreciate the perspective on that. All right, let's talk about this. This is actually kind of good news. We saw Snow White flopped, obviously. And there was talk of a live action Tangled movie that was coming on, but Disney has now paused development of this.
Thank you.
Hallelujah.
No, I love the Tangled movie. I think it's better than Frozen. Shoot me. I don't care. It's better than Frozen. Thank you.
Hard agree.
Thank you. I didn't ask for live action. Nobody asked for live action. Fuck
and they
off,
were
Disney.
supposed to cast like Florence Pugh.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, that was the word on the
God.
street, which would be absolutely... You think it's already bad with like an unknown actress that they're just hiring. Never mind somebody like that who is well known. Absolutely not.
I thought they were gonna hire some black chick for it and be like, look, she's Tangled now.
Well, we'd need to race swap somebody.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think Florence Pugh is pretty, but she's definitely like too thick.
Well, she's also like 30, isn't she?
No, she's like my age.
Oh, is she? She's younger than I thought.
She's born in 96, Blabs.
Yeah, she's my age.
She's 30.
I was going to say.
She's 20.
I thought she was a little older.
Yeah.
Well, my age. I'm nearly not 29 yet, so.
Blabs, I just
Literally.
just want to throw this out there, Blabs. You're almost 30.
Stop. Leave me alone.
But
let me enjoy my youth.
She's not even that good of an actress either.
She's all right. I haven't really seen a whole lot of her to like really judge.
I'm not into it. She just, I mean, Rapunzel's supposed to be 18, so
yeah,
let's start with the major issue there. But
and she doesn't really have the facial features for it. She's like I said, she's a bit too curvy, bit too thick for the princess.
Lance Corporal Hawk says Jack or Gavin from Achievement Hunter would have been better as Steve. Pull on the Achievement Hunter nostalgia. Yeah, Jack would have. Jack would make a great Steve. The problem is he can't act. So there's that. So with all due respect to Jack and his insanity. Commodore fan came in at the 5, says they could have at least got someone who looked like default Steve from Minecraft and not some annoying fat ass slob jackass like Jack Black. How do you really feel, Commodore fan? And the only good movie he's ever been in, ever done was Nacho Libre. Nacho. Yeah, that's a good one right there.
Oh, also on the Rapunzel one, they're hiding tons of replies.
Yes, sorry, I got distracted. Yes, so they paused development, but here's the thing: this isn't like coming from Disney. This is coming from Culture Crave. So why are they hiding replies? Can I see these replies? Let's see. Like, oh, are they going woke? Okay. All right. Like, what are they?
Well, technically speaking. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, they could totally do it. It's actually reported from THR, and then Culture Crave shared it.
Okay.
Yeah, most of them are tame responses, though, or people trolling, or in that case, just saying, just don't make it woke.
Right.
It's the mainstream media constantly trying to protect companies like Disney because they want to keep their access media
Bingo.
status.
Bingo. 1000%. That's where it comes from. And that is, man, that is, you nailed it for sure. Wow, that's crazy to think about. Speaking of access media, I saw this yesterday and I thought, wow. Do you remember IJustine?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember? Okay. So she's apparently still a thing. She's, look, I think I've talked to her once. She's fairly nice, I guess. She has 1.8 million followers over on X. She's been around. She's been in the game for a long time, right? She was one of the first YouTube tech people. Blabs, do you have any idea who IJustine is?
No, I honestly thought it was going to be like some Jenna Marbles ripoff, so never mind.
No. She's been around for a long time. So her YouTube channel, 7 million.
IJustine.
Whoa, sorry. 7 million subscribers right over here.
Good for her.
Yeah, but she's been doing this forever, okay? Just for total reference here. Joined May 7th, 2006, okay? It's been around for a long time. She was invited to the Nintendo thing, and that's going on right now. And I saw this video, and I just had to talk about this. Here's the video. Uh-oh.
I cannot wait. Check it out. I just got a chance to play the new Mario Kart World, and it was so much fun. But take a closer look at the Nintendo Switch 2 with the display on. Huge screen.
That is insane. There is a screen on the Switch too, and it turns on. Oh my fucking God. Absolute cinema.
That's right. Here we go.
Oh, it's beautiful. I cannot wait for June 5th.
I really like the chain on the Nintendo so it can't get stolen.
Well, yeah, that's the power supply as well, yes. Pretty standard at events. But I saw this and I was like, that in 23 seconds perfectly embodies both access media and toxic positivity.
Yep.
Like, look at this screen. It's the best. It's so
also,
good.
She says the new Mario Kart World. There hasn't ever been a Mario Kart World. This is the one and only Mario Kart World. It's not like, she said the new Mario Kart game, Mario Kart World.
Right. Like,
gotcha.
Look, everybody at that event right now, and this is like, there's some level of FOMO that some people have online about like, oh, I wish I could be at this event playing these games. You have to toe the line to go to these events. You have to say the things they want you to say. Otherwise, guess what? You're not invited. You don't have access to these events. And when you see people at these events, that's what they're delivering. They're delivering the company line, the company bullet points. Look at this screen. I can't wait for June 5th. With the implication of, I can't wait and you shouldn't either. It's so exciting to be playing this new thing. Check out this Mario Kart. It's so good. You might as well be paid for this. And for all, I doubt she's paid. I bet this is just an access thing. But I hope that people at this point can see right through this nonsense. Like I said, I'm sure IJustine is a wonderfully nice person, but this is exactly the problem. Any thoughts?
No. I mean, I agree.
Yes, I think it's money talks. That's literally it. They get paid so much money. What would you do if you got given the option? Would you sell out or would you take the money?
Well, okay. I don't look. My thing of this is I don't think she was paid to do it. I think this is strictly an access thing. She's paid through the post on X, the post on YouTube. This is what I saw. This is my vlog. This is what I experienced, and it's all just free promotion for Nintendo. Hey, we'll cover your room. We'll cover your flight. That's a small fraction for the promotion that they'd receive from it. So I don't know. I was interested by it. And by the way, that video is it's got like a couple 100,000 views over on X for some reason. Yeah, access is a payment. You're 100% right, big lineman. Yes, 1,000%.
Not that I agree, by the way, with what she's doing, chat. Just saying. But it is like a form of payment. She is doing a job. I kind of get it. Do I agree with it? No.
Yeah, she's always gone to these big events and done like these stupid clips for the company so that they can post them on social media. And sometimes it's very clearly kind of staged and she's running off of a script, but other times she's just there to promote the event in any capacity.
Yeah, it's like social media influencers, right? They get paid to shill all the time. They never give real opinions or anything, never genuine, never criticism. They just get paid and then they keep going.
Right.
As you pointed out, Vera, Jonas from That Part Play says, did she just describe the screen as fun?
like characters are in a book.
Okay. All right, let's go talk some more Hollywood here for a second. Did you see the teaser for the new Naked Gun movie, Vera?
I did not.
Okay. Do you know anything about Naked Gun? Do you either of you know? Blabs, have you ever heard of Naked Gun before?
I know nothing about it until yesterday, but I still haven't actually watched the teaser in case we would watch it here.
Okay. So Naked Gun is a classic franchise from the late 80s, early 90s that featured Frank Drebin. That was the main character. And it was all, I think it started as Police Squad. And just a quick rundown, courtesy of Wikipedia. It's like an American crime spoof. That's a great way to describe it. American crime spoof comedies. And it starred Leslie Nielsen in it. And he was spectacular. It was just campy and fun and silly. And it did pretty well. I think they made 3 of them, it looks like. So, yeah, yes, there it is. Naked Gun 2.5, Naked Gun 33 1/3, Naked Gun 444 1/4. What is that? Oh, is this the new one that they're releasing? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I do like that. I guess they're just calling it Naked Gun now. But they did release a new trailer for this, which, gotta be honest, kind of digging what's being thrown down here. Let's see what's going on.
Go!
Multiple SWAT units responding to hostage situation.
Hey, little girl, stop. What do you want, little one? Your ass.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Who are you?
Frank Drebin, Police Squad. The new version.
Oh my god.
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Frank Jr. Love you. Hey, Dad. Boy, do I miss you.
Pretty awesome. Pretty great little bit there at the end. For those who don't know, obviously so he was in as well. So apparently the son, they're going back and they're doing it. And all the sons are there talking to their dad. Of course, OG at the end. I think it's funny as shit. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's really funny.
Yeah, that is fun. Yeah. I hope it is fun. Like no DI, no bullshit, just a fun bullshit movie, Like I'm down for that.
Yeah. I saw some people in the chat says it looks horrendous. I don't know. I don't see how you can say that. It just looks like a fun movie. You got Liam Neeson over there spreading one of my things I like about this is Liam Neeson clearly doesn't take himself too seriously to the point to where he's gonna come and do this pose right here. Like that's
Qui-Gon Jinn, everybody.
That's right. I mean, come on. Looks funny. I'm just saying.
It is funny.
So that is coming out apparently soon. And if it truly is called Naked Gun, the Naked Gun 444 1/4, I am totally down with that title. Pretty awesome. So, Vera, do you have any interest in going to see the new Naked Gun?
I don't know if I'll go see it, but I will watch it.
Okay. Blabs?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'll go see it. The movies is 40 minutes away each way for me. So, it really has to be something special, but maybe on DVD or some other form of viewing,
Okay.
Yeah, definitely a very legal form of viewing.
Yes, absolutely legal. Yes.
When it is definitely released by the companies for us to watch in our own homes.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Definitely.
Yes.
That's right.
I love corporate stuff.
Everybody, more corporation. Please give me more. Please shower me with your product. Hey, A Dice came back, says, fingers crossed, Cynthia Erivo or Billy Porter as Rapunzel. Thank you for that. Good luck.
No.
Oh. Kratos says, Vera has the hair to play Rapunzel. Y'all should make a side-scrollers version. Craig can be the evil, quote-unquote, mother. This was mainly for Montez. Thank you, Kratos. Appreciate that. We are 5 into our Montez goal today. Let's see if we can get to our goal of 20 and finish the week strong. Spoon Ninja says, Arch will get a Switch and hit it with a hammer and say PC Master Race.
What a waste of money, but you know what? Fair.
Mercenary says, convince me, must buy screw the... I don't even know what you're trying to say there, Mercenary. I'm sorry. No Lassie Nelson, no buy for me. No buy for me. I have the trilogy. Thanks. I hate it. What? Why do you hate it? What? I don't understand why you hate it so much. And Mercenary says, okay, Leslie Nielsen is in the movie. Must watch. Yes, he did get a picture in the movie. And Commodore fan came in with the 4, says, IJustine has always been a shill. The video she did a few years ago with Linus Tech Tips, where he tricked her office out with tens of thousands of sponsored tech gear, and her fake reaction proved that to me. And that's how I know I never wanted to watch her. There you go, Commodore fan. Appreciate that. And John Eves just came in and says, it seems like a lot of Zoomers have no idea what slapstick comedy is. That is the genre that Naked Gun falls under. Yeah. This is true. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Johnny's. Johnny's, hey, bada boom. What about this movie? I liked the first one. Blabs is very excited for this.
I am.
Did you see that Now You See Me is getting a 3rd movie? Now You See Me 3. Is
it?
Yes.
It is.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, so they actually finished filming it a couple of months ago, and I'm intrigued by it because Isla, whatever her name was, she didn't come back for the second one because apparently she had a lot of tension with the crew because she felt unsafe in like a stunt or whatever it was. But now she's back in this one, so it's like all the females are in it together. I'm intrigued by it. I like them. They were very fun. I'm not a big Mark Ruffalo fan, so he is definitely off-putting, but I still like this series. It's just fun, you know. It's got good music. I enjoyed it. I hope this one's really good.
Is this, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the one where they like they're card sharks or something? Or is that another movie?
They do like.
Oh no, they're magicians.
Yeah.
They're magicians. Yeah, okay.
The Four Horsemen is the first one, and then the second one's a lot of cards. Yeah.
Okay. I do remember liking this one. Yeah. Starred Jesse Eisenberg, Mark Ruffalo, Woody Harrelson. Yeah, wasn't Woody Harrelson like the ringleader of it all?
Sort of, yeah. One of the Franco boys is in it. Daniel Radcliffe, Michael Caine was in the other one, the second one.
It's got a packed cast.
Yeah, like it's a great cast, and like everyone does a good job. And like I said, the music for me is really, really good. Not it's
movie
like
that
underrated.
costs fucking $500 million just because the cast.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the first movie cost $75 million and made $351 million.
Yeah,
that was profitable.
Yeah, for sure. Well, they wouldn't be doing a third if they didn't think they could make some money on it. So.
Well, they're planning a 4th one already too. It's been announced.
Oh,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't like when movies do that.
No, especially when the 3rd one's not even out yet. It's like, what if it's shit?
Right.
Don't you want to have a safety net?
Well, that and you're telling me the story's not done yet. You know what I mean? Like they didn't even plan to have Back to the Future.
Well, no, the second one, they're like separate stories. So like, it's not like a giant trilogy or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I like the idea of like one movie at a time. You know,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I totally agree.
All right. This is in the run sheet as we want to hear your thoughts. Vera, your thoughts on this.
I don't want to fucking talk about this. This is the most retarded shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. Listen, man. They just need to scrap it now. They just need to stop now. They need to stop. I know we've talked about Narnia before. Narnia is great. I love Narnia. Don't get me wrong. We don't need reboots, remakes. We don't need a female Aslan. We don't need, what's her name? Charlie XCX or whatever. She's like a pop star. Dumb. No, thank you. I'll pass.
Let it go, Vera. Let us know your real thoughts.
Apparently, this Charlie chick is Indian too, so it's like you want the white witch is like half Indian. That makes me laugh.
Like, what is with this casting?
You tell me.
I can't. I legitimately don't know.
It's shit. I saw it on Monday with the whole Meryl Streep bullshit. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me, right?
It's like Tilda Swinton could come back.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson could come back.
Yep.
I understand that like they want it to be a reboot, so they want a new cast, but these are people that were just so good at encapsulating these characters that they should just try their best to get them back.
I agree 100%. Actually, you know what? I don't even want a new Narnia. Fuck it.
I don't either. Yeah, I genuinely, I do not either, but if they have to make one, which we know Hollywood has to do it, at least bring some of those people back that were memorable.
Like
castings.
Peter, the actor who plays Peter, he could totally be like some adult now because he's like in his late 30s, early 40s.
Get him to voice Aslan. Get some kind of connecting characters or actors for these characters. That would be really cool.
Yeah, bring back Ben Barnes, the actor who plays Edmund, so the younger brother. And he actually retired from acting years ago, so he would never join in, sadly. But like all the other ones are still they're still acting. They're doing plays and things and movies, indie movies all the time. Get them, bring them back. They're right there.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I mean, with the original kind of series that they did, they only did what 4 movies out of the what 7
so they did 3.
8?
So the first 2 were with Disney.
They did 4.
No, so the first 2 were with Disney. It was the White Witch Road, whatever it's called. Then it was Prince Caspian, and then the third one was the Voyager of the Dawn Treader, whatever it was. And the third one was not with Disney, and it kind of flopped. So there was a 4th one planned, and then it was
right.
scrapped.
Okay, yeah.
Because it just wasn't a very good movie, the third one.
Right. Yeah.
So what you're saying is you're not happy with this, is what you're saying. Okay.
Who is happy? If you're happy, you don't actually like Narnia.
Yeah. You've never like been a fan of the books or the movies or anything.
You know what the best thing, but I have seen the first couple. My daughters watched it. You know the best thing about the Chronicles of Narnia is?
What?
The Lonely Island rap. The Chronicles of Narnia. You ever seen that, Blabs?
No.
Oh, I'll show it to you. You'll
Do I want to?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's super funny.
I don't think so. Look at Vara. She's like,
You don't like it, Vera?
I don't even know what it is.
Okay, hold on. We're probably gonna get flagged for this, but that's all right.
Oh dear.
All right, Chronicles of Narnia rap. Hold on. Those who know. Oh, it's okay. It is a Saturday Night. Okay, I can't show it to you because it's a Saturday Night Live skit, but we'll watch it during our call-in post show today.
Oh,
okay?
We can't wait.
Okay.
Great.
Woohoo!
What?
Shout out, Craig, bringing the entertainment.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
Right. I love corporate SNL.
It was Lonely Island. Lonely Island was awesome. Hey, shut up. Ian says, if produced by Seth MacFarlane is not a red flag to you, then your brain is broken. Thank you, Ian. Appreciate that. Give it up for Hail Lila Gash, who became a brand new Plus member. Love to see that. Guys, currently sitting, looking at it right now, 387. Our goal is to get to 400 today. Open up that new tab. Use promo code April. It's the last day to use that promo code to get $30 off your annual membership. Once again, we understand it. We get it. If you guys want to support, awesome. If you don't need to, but we're doing our best to get to 400 today. A says, I've always wanted to see a movie adaptation of Chronicles of Narnia, the magician's nephew back in the day. And now I don't want to see that monkey's paw curl. Thank you.
It's so true. All these things that we wanted like 15 years ago. We're like, can't wait for this to be a movie. It's going to be amazing. And everything is just like, no, please, never mind. I don't want to keep it in the book. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. Refunds.
Exactly. Yeah. Like there are so many amazing fantasy book series that I would love to see adapted. But at the same time, I have absolutely no trust or faith in Hollywood to actually do justice by these different characters and stories. And so it's like, yeah, sure. Maybe a decade ago, I would have been so hyped that, oh my gosh, we're getting more Narnia, but it's definitely not that way anymore.
Modest Rat says, "Hey, bada bing! What's the Habs crew? Why don't Don Blabino read my Super or Rumble rants, Craig? Guess she don't like Guam. Kriog, that's true. Guess she don't like Guam. Arrivederci, amicis." Hey, Modest Rat, thank you very much. I don't know why she doesn't like to read it. It's really unsettling. So,
yeah, she
all
doesn't
right.
know how to read.
Oh, Mighty says, "Play
I'm
hole in
illiterate.
a box." Should we do hole in a? It's actually not hole in a box. Maybe that'd be pretty funny for Blabs. Definitely wouldn't happen today. Speaking of that, maybe that's what's going on with our next couple stories, because I do think it's important to talk about these. I love myself some Jean-Claude Van Damme. I do. But did you hear? Hollywood star Jean-Claude Van Damme faces allegations of human trafficking and child sex exploitation. Oof. Investigators in Romania have filed a criminal complaint accusing him of knowingly engaging in sex with underage girls forced into prostitution. The victims were reportedly introduced to him as models, recruiting through a model agency and an NGO before being exploited through psychological coercion. If these allegations are proven true, this case could have serious international ramifications. So there's that, and this is from People as well. Criminal complaint was filed against the actor with the Romanian Directorate. Okay, sounds good. So there's that. It's some pretty strong allegations, obviously. I'm of the mindset of innocent until proven guilty in any of these situations, but tough, man. Tough to see that if it is true.
Yeah.
That's rough, man. Rough to say. He's given us so much. But I'll tell you what, like, I think it really comes down to, like, is this recent? Is this the statute of limitations? Like, look, if this ever happened, it's horrible, right?
Yeah.
But when did this happen? That's a big question, because we've seen allegations thrown out 20, 25, 30 years ago. And, it's like, oh, this person did this to me one night on a Wednesday in July, and it was in 1997. It's like, well, it's 2025. What are you talking about? Why did you know what I mean? So I guess, it's just the classic wait and see. But, I'm in the middle of watching Time Cop right now from 1994 and Time Cop is it's not exactly a good movie, but it is quintessential Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I guess he isn't making any new Street Fighter movie.
Man, that'd be awesome if he was. Just saying, just throwing it out there. He's had a good long career, that Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't end with these allegations. So, Scarfy Guile, no. Oh, I know. That's tough if it's true. Mac with the 5 says, make it an assignment to watch the 3 Naked Gun movies and then watch the trailer again. You'll understand how jarring it is. Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched them, for sure. So maybe I am missing something. Thanks for that, Amish. Appreciate that. And Redneck Tonic 82 is a brand new Plus member. Let's stink and go. We're driving to 400 today. Let's see if we can make it. We'd really appreciate that. Thank you very much. That is spectacular. All right, speaking of allegations, we had this drop today, which is interesting. BBC. Blabs, what's the BBC mean?
Big Black Beep. Or maybe I shouldn't say that since what the title is, but it stands for the British Broadcasting Corporation.
That's right. And I'll let you guide us through this story here, Blabs.
Right, so Russell Brand has been charged with, as you can see, rape and sexual assault. If you scroll a little bit down, there's a TLDR of the things that he has been, there it is. So this is what he's done, apparently. 1999, he was raped in the Bournemouth area. 2001, a woman was indecently assaulted in the Westminster area of London. In 2004, a woman was orally raped and sexually assaulted in the Westminster area of London. And then between 2004 and 2005, a woman was sexually assaulted in the Westminster area of London. So that's quite a few allegations, I won't lie. But he has actually posted, since we went live, he has posted a 1.5 minute or so response video. So,
okay. You want to see what he had to say?
Yeah, because I actually haven't even tuned in either because I couldn't do both.
Okay. Well, he looks like he's hanging out on the beach somewhere. So, number one, good for him there. Let's see what he has to say.
Hello. Firstly, thank you for these incredible and overwhelming messages of support. We're very fortunate in a way to live in a time where there's so little trust in the British government. We're very fortunate, I suppose, that this is happening at a time where we know that the law has become a kind of weapon to be used against people, institutions, and sometimes entire nations that will not accept and tolerate levels of corruption that are unprecedented. I'm speaking particularly to those of you that are watching this in the UK. How do you feel about your legal system right now? How do you feel about some of the high-profile cases that are not being pursued and prosecuted? How do you feel that the Southport murders were handled? How do you feel about the government of Keir Starmer? Now, that's just sort of general context. Me, I've always told you guys that when I was young and single, before I had my wife and family, who were just out of shot over there, my beautiful children, I was a fool, man. I was a fool before I lived in the light of the Lord. I was a drug addict, a sex addict, and an imbecile. But what I never was a rapist. I've never engaged in non-consensual activity. I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes. I want to thank all of you for your continuing support. I want to let you know that our show will be on Rumble on Monday. Thanks for your support there. And of course, I'm now going to have the opportunity to defend these charges in court, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. In the meantime, you lot, stay free, and we will be continuing to discuss this matter. Praise the Lord.
Oof.
Vera?
I mean, the allegations are for situations that are claimed to happen, 20 years ago. In one case, I think it said 1999. So obviously, if something bad did happen, that's terrible. But even if it is true, 20 years is very sus to wait. Like, don't you think that they would have come forward all those years ago when they actually had this happen to them if they felt that something bad had happened to them? Like, I guess I just will never understand that mentality, because for me personally, if something had happened to me, I would, as soon as it happened, talk about it or go to the police or try to handle it, not wait until I could cash in on a movement to try to get social media fame for it. But obviously my opinion is always, proven innocent, until guilty, or innocent until proven guilty. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's just another day in Hollywood. So
Well, I think that's the thing that's really interesting about this, is that it's not really another day in Hollywood, because he's not really a part of the Hollywood thing at all.
Anymore.
And
He used to be, though, didn't he?
right. So
Yeah.
wouldn't you think if these allegations were to come out, they would want to do it during the height of his fame?
Yeah.
Because he's long past. He hasn't been in a movie in how long? He
Yeah.
hosts a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real about this. If you are that traumatized, you would want to, and you wanted something in return for your pain and suffering, wouldn't you want to say something more immediately? And
Yeah.
there is something to the idea of like, well, this one happened in 2001 and this one happened in 2005 and allegedly, right? This one happened in 1999. So there's clearly some sort of organized effort going on here. These women they didn't just find each other in a Facebook group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've seen this quite a bit. Now we saw this as well from Blair White, of all people. Now, isn't Blair White like a trans? Person?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It says, a year ago, British media reached out to me to participate in a hit piece about Russell Brand's rape allegations. It was weird. I told them I'm not a victim. We've never met, and they still pushed me to find anything to say. Whatever's going on, it's very organized and vicious.
Just totally weird.
Yeah, I mean, he has been speaking out against the UK government for years at this point. And back in 2023, they had started like an investigation against him. So there's a lot of things that just seem very odd with this case.
Agreed. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the surface by any means. Like out of the blue, once again, wait and see, right? Innocent until proven guilty. But the fact that he's been charged with these things is, that's, you got to have a lot to charge somebody. So if they do, shit, but I guess we'll see where this goes. Like goes back to innocent until proven guilty. So, yeah. Mercenary says, I'm of two minds. It's Hollywood Baby, or a setup. Thank you, Mercenary. Bentley came in with the 10, says, during my heathen days, a good friend of mine and I would do a duet of F Her Gently as a karaoke opener. It's not Lonely Island, but it was a crowd pleaser. Hashtag Montez. Thank you, Bentley. Appreciate that. Mercenary says, they are defaming Russell Brand's brand. Skeptical. Scarpy says, why is it every time I forget someone exists that they get caught in a scandal? I don't know. Weird. Lord of the Ree says, Russell just needs to convert to Islam. Then the charges will go away. The UK is so afraid of being called racist, they let certain gangs go on for decades.
It's true.
Not wrong.
Call a spade a spade.
Magnus says, studious Greg, blathering confessor, verified dank. Hail.
You're dank.
Have to own a Switch to pre-order Switch 2. I call shenanigans. Thank you very much, Magnus. That's very generous of you. And Ian has come in with the 50 European monies. Says everyone in the UK knew Brand was a deviant back in the day. He used to openly admit it, but no one, friend or foe, made any major claims about him then. Very suspect that it's all happening now.
Because it was hip to be, edgy back then.
Yeah.
Now we're living in a politically correct society where if you step out of line once, you're toast, and people see a way to cash in on that.
It's really amazing to see people come out of the woodwork out of nowhere. Like this person did this to me one day, and I'm traumatized mentally from it. Okay. All right. We have, speaking of traumatization, maybe Gina Carano is suffering from some traumatization, certainly in her career. And Ian, thank you again for that incredible support. We appreciate that tremendously. She had an update on her lawsuit against Nintendo. This is fairly long.
You mean Disney?
I'm sorry. That's
you Nintendo shill.
Yeah. Sorry. I got Nintendo on the mind today. But Gina has an update on her lawsuit against Disney here, and it's fairly long, so I had Grok summarize it here. Pretty much the long and short of it is she's going in and
I can tell you the TLDR.
Yeah,
basically her entire lawsuit is about discrimination against Disney, correct? And so the trial was set
by
for
Disney. By Disney.
Yeah,
by Disney. It was set for September of this year. It has now been postponed until February of next year because Disney is not willing to give her lawyers the information that is required to proceed. So they're literally dragging their toes, basically, so to speak, to provide information. And she's going to ask the courts to be like, hey, you need to tell them to give me this information. This is rightfully mine to have for the proceedings and everything else. So that's basically what's happening. It's basically Disney being a huge piece of shit that we already knew they are.
Yeah, they want to string it along as possible, hoping that she's going to drop it because she doesn't have the money or the resources or the time to barrel forward with it. But I definitely don't think that's the case. She is very gung-ho about, sticking it to Disney, which I completely understand.
And also this is funded by Elon Musk, so good luck with that.
I think this is a bigger issue that I think Musk will see all the way to the end. Yes. He makes $100 million a day. So I think he's going to be all right, if it costs a few million to take down Disney. All right. A quick update here from regarding the Karl Jobst, Billy Mitchell saga. Bear, did you see all that from earlier this week?
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting. Well, a lot of people have been curious about what Karl would have to say after he lost his defamation hearing in Australia to Billy Mitchell after, there was a lot going on there, man. And I think a lot of people who watched Karl's video felt that he kind of pulled the wool over their eyes, or at least was very deceptive in how he presented information in his videos.
Misled them.
1000%. And anyway, so we lost. And I think a lot of people were very surprised at that. And, I got called a shill for, it's the internet, right? So you're going to be called a shill for Billy Mitchell because, I was like, well, he won. That's pretty much what I said. I stated a fact and stated the fact that the hearing what he lost on didn't have anything to do with the cheating allegations. But Karl has made his first statement, I guess, really about it. He says, I'll be releasing a video next weekend outlining everything in detail. Thanks for everyone who was patient until then. I'm not bitter for any negative comments or videos about me until then. I've been very critical of people in the past. It would be extremely hypocritical of me to feel like I should be treated any different. I dish it out a lot, so I should be able to take it back. I'm confident I'll be able to ease a lot of concern or perhaps some incorrect narratives with my response. I hope you'll watch it. So you'll have an official video kind of laying it out right there. But some people have thrown this here. It says, Karl, I've been here since the beginning, and I'll say the transition to almost all drama content, although very profitable, is so much worse than your speedrunning content. I hope you can focus more on that going forward, especially in the world of Doom. So as long as people are willing to hear my side of the story and they continue to watch my videos, I will 100% do that. This person said, no more Billy Mitchell videos after this, please. Focus on speedrunning content. And he said, you might be right. So we'll see if that's the direction that Karl takes after all this. What was your take on all that? Did you feel like he misled his audience?
I do. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was interesting to kind of see the response. I think people have been wondering to see what Billy Mitchell was going to have to say as well. And he said, he was asked, do you plan on releasing a video addressing the outcome of the trial? And he says, I'm not sure yet. In my view, the vindication provided by the judgment speaks for itself.
Valid.
Yeah, I think that's totally valid. And he's also seen an uptick in hot sauce sales. He has a hot sauce company that he has. He says hot sauce sales have skyrocketed in the last 72 hours. So
making bank on the hot sauce.
There you go. What a grifter, eh? What a grifter.
But yeah, I mean, I totally understand why people felt so, misled. I mean, even I thought, it was about cheating and not about Apollo Legend, and that's how clearly a lot of people felt.
Right. All right. So we'll kind of see what he has to say. I will probably do a reaction to that in some way, shape, or form. Karl's video, because I know just from watching it casually, I very much felt like I was led a certain way. And so to see that he lost was like, oh shit, so. Almond John says, if the Van Damme allegations are true, your old business partner Boland's world is about to be turned upside down. Oh God, you don't even know. Like, you don't even know. His world will crumble. Just hide all sharp weapons around him. Scarvy says, we could settle all this by releasing the Epstein files. Mercenary says, I think Nintendo Switch pre-orders is because the Pokemon cards being scalped so hard that the machines only let you randomly buy from a selection. John says, speaking of Gina, ESPN left her off the most influential women in MMA. White and Dana White and several others called them out.
Yeah.
Disney lawyers do not want to tick off a judge that smacked already. Sanctions. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Yeah, that was kind of crazy to see. He didn't talk about that on the show, but Very says, if they're going to complain about having to pay a 40% tax when the U.S. is paying 90% tax for years now, well, then screw them. Thank you, Very. Appreciate that. And Retromeister says, what do Russell Brand and Vic Mignogna have in common? They're both free thinking and were character assassinated because of it. Thank you, Retromeister. All right, let's move on. Let's talk Ubisoft here. This has been on our run sheet for the last couple of days. We haven't had a chance to really discuss it, but since Vera's here, I'm positive you've talked about this in a video or two. There was a shutdown a couple days ago of Ubisoft Leamington.
I actually did not talk about that in a video because it happened in January.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, this is coming from over on X. Says this is from a post a couple days ago. It says Ubisoft Leamington has officially closed its doors. We're incredibly proud of our talented team whose creativity and dedication have shaped the games we created, impacting millions of players worldwide along the way. While this marks the end of a chapter, we'll still, by the way, they don't have the blue check mark because for a number of reasons, I would imagine they can't afford it apparently. We'll still be here we'll still be a part of UK game development. And you can keep up with our UK team and future developments by following UB Reflections. If you're local to Leamington, you'll still see our remaining team in and out of Leamington. And sounds good. Okay, so you said this happened in January.
They started downsizing in January, and it seemed that this is the the direction that they were going to go, and now it's just that it's completely over. But at the end of the day, does anybody really care? Because it's Ubisoft, okay? And Ubisoft has such a bad reputation with gamers right now. I don't think that there is anybody out there who feels for these people unless they are other individuals within the industry, like game developers trying to, pat other game developers on the back. Because as a customer, I have absolutely no faith or trust in Ubisoft, and I really don't care how many of their studios shut down. Sure, I'm not going to revel in the fact that people are going to lose their jobs, but when you suck at your job, you don't deserve to have that job. So, yeah.
Well, they don't. They don't have their job anymore. They're gone. See you later. And good luck to you guys. Like I said, I agree. I don't like when anybody loses their job. But it is what it is, and it's the reality of the industry. This year, according to game industry layoffs, we are at 1,200, which, by the way, is considerably less on pace. Like this, if this pace continues through the rest of the year, I mean, we're looking at realistically 7,000 to 8,000 people losing their jobs, which is once again unfortunate, but it is about half of what we had last year in 2024. So, yeah. All right. Speaking of Ubisoft, let's talk about how they spent their money. And Streamforge, and specifically Nick Lombardi, went in and did a big deep dive in this. And we know how they spent their $2.1 million on influencers for Assassin's Creed Shadows. This is kind of making the round last night. It's actually kind of interesting how they went in and they talked about the promotional schedule here, which is, I think, fairly cool to see. Talk about the different stunts and stuff. And then they get down to how much money they actually spent on marketing. They talk about TikTok and YouTube Shorts and YouTube streams and videos and all that stuff, and Twitch, obviously, until you get to the bottom and they talk about the top creators hired here. And people were talking about this last week, Vara. They saw Hasan did a sponsored stream. He did 2 of them. Well, now we know the rate of them. Those cost $76,000 for him to do 2 streams of Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah.
So,
wow. Congratulations to somebody who doesn't care about video games getting paid to play a video game for a company that doesn't care about gamers. Truly inspirational.
Well, you wonder how much that took as far as what the turnaround was there with that. So $76,000 for that. And, I just thought it was interesting. I saw this and thought, what a poor socialist. But I also know that he's going to do the right thing. And it should have said equally distribute the $76,510. Oh, there you go. Equally amongst his viewers. And I think for everybody on this list here. So, it would be the right thing to do, right and moral thing to do. Right, Vara?
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Definitely. They're definitely going to do that.
Also, people on this list here, several folks from that don't speak English, which was very intriguing. Those people making bank. Pay Money Wubby definitely had his money paid to him. I don't know if you're familiar with Pay Money Wubby.
Yep.
But he's been around for a little bit now. A lot of people, like I said, speaking in various languages. A lot of Spanish-speaking languages here. But you can see these serious. I would just say, if you're going to spend $2.1 million, like, I would allocate this a little bit broader.
Pretty weird. There's not an abundance of Japanese gamers on this list.
Oh, wow. Interesting observation.
Where are they? Where are the Japanese individuals? You'd think that those are the types of people that they'd want to pay.
But alas, they did not, unfortunately. Wow, that's a real interesting thing. Yes, it is weird, isn't it?
Weird.
She's around here somewhere. There she is. She's just hanging out in the background. Yeah.
Weird.
So, so next time.
That it was all for like American or Spanish YouTubers only that they had here, or they just didn't even bother asking any Japanese YouTubers. We don't know that yet.
Yeah.
Well, next time you guys are thinking about gifting a sub to Pay Money Wubby or Hasan or Your Rage Gaming, just know you don't. They're doing okay, folks. They're doing okay. Oh, man. I would love to see, like, golly, that's just crazy. I don't ever want to be called a shill ever, right? Ever. By the way, it did happen. It did happen, Blabs, Vara. We have officially been approached by Raid Shadow Legends for a sponsored stream. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And they're offering a good chunk of change.
Come on, take one for the team.
What's that? I should do it?
Yeah, sure.
Do it
That's what the audience wants.
Do a kick exclusive.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. I don't want to do it. But they're off, and I'm totally transparent about this. They're offering $2,500 to stream the game for 2 hours.
It's not too shabby.
Kick exclusive. It's a win-win.
I don't want to do this, right? I'm telling you, I don't. And this is going to tie in, like, this is why you need to be a Plus member. I want to be able to say no to this stuff, right? And let's be real. You're not going to play Raid Shadow Legends. Like, let's be real. You're not, right? So head over to Plus. I'm going to tie it in. Use that promo code April. Become a Plus member so we don't have to play Raid Shadow Legends, okay? It finally happened. that should be the tagline. Become a Plus member so we don't have to play Raid Shadow Legends. That's it. But there will be, listen, I'm telling you right now, if I do play Raid Shadow Legends, it's not going well, folks. All right. It's not going well. Oh, man. Unless you guys really demand a Raid Shadow Legends stream. So
I really think you should do it on Kick. That way you appease the masters over at Kick and got your partnership going.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't affect your YouTube channel or anything whatsoever, and you still do the Kick thing.
You know what? I should make a new promo code for Raid. It's just a Raid promo code. Speaking of, we are 12 Plus members away from 400. So let's get there today. Open up a new tab. Use promo code April. Get $30 off your annual membership so we don't have to play Raid Shadow Legends. There's my plea to you guys today. All right. All right. Let's move on. Let's talk the Switch 2. Oh boy. Here we are. All right. I wanted to start here first and foremost. Yesterday, Blabs, I showed you some of the reactions of some streamers.
Oh yeah, Toadette.
Yes. And tell you what, it was a lot. It was very performative. Did you see some of these reactions, Vara?
Yeah.
So they'd announce like GameCube and they'd go and just start whining like a baby.
Yeah.
Well, there's a supercut now, Blabs, which I wanted to share with you. Here's the supercut of this. Listen, headphone users, I'm going to bring this down. Just letting you know.
Oh dear.
Cover your ears.
3, 2, 1.
It's pretty brilliant.
Oh my god.
Give it up for Starfoo.
Holy shit. Shout out. That's freaking amazing. Wow.
But that was pretty much it right there. So I knew there was going to be a payoff there at the end, and I'm glad you guys were there for it. So, but yeah, that was pretty much it right there.
That was the most obnoxious shit I've ever heard in my life.
Damn.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let's talk about how things are going. Okay. Well,
can we bring her on, Nas chat?
Yes, we get her on. Be like, well, what's going on? Is this fake or what?
What's going on with your little head?
What's going on with this nonsense? Well, this is interesting. The Nintendo Switch Treehouse Live Day 2 happened. We saw yesterday what happened where the only way I could describe it is a revolt, right? The fans in the chat spamming drop the price over and over again. It was nonstop. It was crazy. And that continued today as their Day 2 stream is up. Oh, hold on. There we go. Sorry. One more time. It has expired. Let me close that real quick. And one thing I don't see here is a chat replay, which I have a chat replay up. Maybe they removed the chat replay here. Oh, did I bounce?
No, you're still here.
No, you're still here.
I think it's because you have it on like full screen. Like not the full screen, but like
okay, well,
the whole width wise.
Sure. Okay. Well, today also during their live stream, it was nonstop.
Yeah.
Drop the price. Nonstop.
Yes.
It was been revolted against in a major way. Vara, your thoughts on just that in general, the reaction from the audience.
People feel that they are being priced out of their favorite hobby and it's upsetting them. And they 100% have a valid reason to cause this uproar and to fight back against Nintendo because obviously, yes, video games are in these all these different like accessories and the equipment, it's all going up in price. And I know that there are some people out there who feel that, oh my gosh, it's totally okay because video games haven't skyrocketed in price as much as they could. But ultimately, when people feel that they are being priced out of their favorite hobby, you are going to be facing a lot of backlash. And that's just what is happening with Nintendo right now.
And what's interesting about that is not just that the backlash is coming, is that we also haven't seen a response from Nintendo directly regarding the backlash.
No, and people feel that Nintendo just doesn't care, which they don't. No company truly cares about their customers or even their employees. They just care about filling their own pockets, which ultimately, yes, is what companies need to care about, but they haven't given any indication that they are trying to listen or take our feedback into consideration. And as the years have gone on, and social media has become much more prominent, companies have reacted in a very poor way, which is just trying to silence people or ignore people when the feedback doesn't go the way that they want, which makes them look even worse. And over the past couple of years, I'd say Nintendo was the most well-received out of the major companies. They've never really faced a ton of backlash. Sure, there's always people criticizing them maybe over prices or why they've ignored releasing certain games or remaking certain games, but they have been kind of the leader in positivity, I guess, between the major companies. Like, they usually don't receive that much backlash, but now the tides are definitely turning. That's for sure. And we're even seeing that today, which I'm sure we'll bring up in a minute, things are looking even worse because of the pre-order delays.
Well, let's actually talk about that first before we get into the reaction from the former PR people from Nintendo. Nintendo has, we saw what was going on yesterday or on the 2nd with President Trump announcing the tariffs. And the one thing that I heard over and over again was the price of the price of the console, the price of the games, that's in response to the tariffs. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, this is decided a long time ago as far as the pricing of this goes.
Oh yeah.
But since the tariffs have been put in place or will be put in place, Nintendo has actually gone in and they have delayed Switch 2 pre-orders, which was going to happen, I believe, on the 9th next week. So sometime between the end of the Nintendo Direct on Wednesday and on Wednesday, so 2 days ago, and today, they have decided to slow off. They said blaming or slow down or at least delay the pre-orders, blaming the impact on Trump's tariff war and evolving market conditions here. So
yeah, I mean, it definitely all boils down to Vietnam because Nintendo uses Vietnam as its manufacturing base, and they are one of the countries hit with the reciprocal tariffs. But Vietnam has asked for a 3-month postponement because they're willing to, try and like negotiate with the White House. So I personally think that Nintendo is going to use the tariffs as an excuse to justify higher prices. I think personally that we are going to see them go. So right now it's $450 and then 500. So 449 and 499. I think we're going to see 550 and 600.
I don't disagree with you. I think that this will be used to justify a massive price hike. I don't think the price will be dropped at all. And I think this is going to be, it'll be used as an excuse for sure for more or less leveraging, slave labor. But let's actually talk about the response to the whole idea of dropping the price. So there's a channel called Kit and Krista. These folks used to work for Nintendo in PR, and they now have a podcast, and they spoke about this on their podcast. And there's some really interesting tidbits here about the reaction from Nintendo, or specifically the lack of reaction. So I wanted to play this to you, play this for you, Vara, because you have not seen this yet.
No.
So let's see kind of the way they speak about this. And let's just see what they have to say.
Sorry. I was really surprised this morning when I turned on the Treehouse Live and saw Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, and Metroid, which all looked amazing. But every comment in the chat was drop the price.
All caps, drop the price.
The whole duration of the Treehouse Live.
And I thought, oh, maybe they'll do this for a little bit and then you can shift the conversation back to how great these games look, whatever. But no, for the duration of the entire stream, that was it.
Right. And it felt like yesterday this conversation was sort of bubbling up and people were starting to understand the full pricing plan because it was confusing.
Yeah.
And it just exploded today of
really
people being really unhappy about this. And like, I don't want to try and blow things out of proportion, but this does feel like a true crisis moment for Nintendo.
It does. And it's the thing that you don't want to happen when you reveal new hardware and new games. You want people to focus on the cool things that you're showing about Switch 2, the cool things you're showing about all these games. And it becomes a crisis when everyone's attention is on this whole other thing and it's giving it a very negative spin.
Yeah, clearly it is going to be a crisis when people feel that they cannot afford a video game that they've maybe been looking forward to for years. It is insane to me that these people sit here and say, we were shocked.
Oh, sorry, that was my fault. Yeah. Yes, the idea of describing it as a crisis moment. In Nintendo's last 30 years, I mean, maybe I can't remember anything like this. This is like there's been bad publicity for Nintendo.
Yeah.
But to call it a crisis, I think is a very dramatic statement for sure. They talk about further in this podcast about how during the Nintendo Direct, it's very obvious that they went out of their way to not mention price.
Yes.
And this has been extended out to this live event that they're having in New York with all these influencers here, to where this was a very interesting tidbit here. They're talking about this event and some of the reactions that they've had from this.
Hosting a media event yesterday, this right after the Direct ended, they had a number of media attend hands-on for the Switch 2. At the event, the attendees were asked not to ask about price.
Yes.
They were in a developer roundtable with the three people that hosted the Nintendo Direct, and it was very clearly stated to them that please do not ask any questions about the political state of things, and also they are not answering any questions about price.
Right. Yes, we just spoke with Stephen Totillo, who was at that event, and we have a whole video with him coming tomorrow, so you should check that out too. But yeah, it sounded like that was just a very sort of off-limits topic. And even if you went up to somebody from Nintendo, they were like, well, the price information is out there, and that's kind of all we have to say about it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Keep it locked to Nintendo.com.
Yes.
It's what the people at Nintendo are saying at this media event, whilst all of this drama is really happening around them.
Now,
so that access media, this goes back to the idea of the access media here, Vara. You can't even ask questions.
No.
So are you truly media at this point, or are you propaganda?
Yeah, exactly.
Blabs, what are your thoughts? This is the first time hearing that, the idea that don't even ask us about this.
It's all bullshit. It keeps coming up more and more and more about the stance of Nintendo's just anti-consumer. That's it. That's all there is to it. And I'm just, all these things that I've been hearing for the last 24 hours they just really emphasize that point, that they're anti-consumer, and that's all there is to it. They suck.
I think they're, oh, go ahead, Vara. What were you going to say?
I mean, I think that they were always going to face a problem with reception because the Switch 2 hardware is, not state of the art. They're trying to charge a very high price for like tech from 5+ years ago. And so how could they not know that the reaction wasn't going to be super positive? And as you were mentioning about basically the media being propaganda machines, it's going to be very telling because these outlets are not going to put out pieces about this. They are going to be very careful with the way that they word things. And I'm sure most of them are not even going to talk about the fact that maybe they went to these events and they were told to not ask questions because they weren't going to get answers. They'll, glide over that fact because ultimately they want to keep their access with companies like Nintendo.
It always comes back to access every single time. Thank you, Chaotic Neutral. Appreciate that. All right. Well, there's a little bit more here. And what I also thought was interesting is about how Nintendo has not responded to this. And she speaks, I guess Krista is her name. She speaks about this war room that they have at all these events. Let's get her thoughts on this.
To the situation, so there are things going on. One of the things that we were joking about is this thing called the war room that Nintendo usually has at these types of events, and for these big sort of moments, they have this war room, and we were joking around and saying things like, "Oh gosh, this is like the worst place possibly to be." But there actually is a purpose to the war room. Is that their job is to look at what is happening out there. What are people saying? What are people thinking? What is the reaction? And come up with any solutions to any issues. So they're basically not doing their jobs at all right now because obviously the stuff is burning down around them in terms of this conversation and confusion around price. They're definitely very aware of the situation, but in terms of any solutions they have provided, that ain't happening.
Right, they've done nothing so far. And that's a question that we see sometimes is like, does Nintendo even know like what's going on and what's happening? And the answer is absolutely yes.
Yes.
And especially during an event like this, like there are so many reports that are constantly being made, reports upon reports, piles and piles of reports that they sometimes feel redundant, but people still want the report. They want as much information as they can get.
Yeah.
And those look at things like social media or traditional media coverage, and they're analyzing it from a lot of different angles. So
you know what I take from that, Vara?
Wah. Poor Nintendo.
I take from that, you keep spamming, drop the price.
Yeah.
Because they hear you. That's what I take from that. Because if they truly understand everything, I take two things. You keep spamming that shit. You keep spamming, drop the price. And I also take, what do they always say? Silence is violence. Right? The fact that they know that it's going on and they haven't responded, they haven't said anything publicly. The only response is actually, we're not going to let you pre-order this because guess what? It may actually be more, actually. Later on in this, Vara, they talk about, here we go. I got one last little piece of this, which was also fascinating about the idea of dropping the price. Will they actually drop the price? Because we mentioned this yesterday. The 3DS was released, and it did not perform very well, and they slashed it by a third. And then that's when the 3DS started to take off. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Vara? Yeah. But there's one little bit here at the end, which is about whether or not they think Nintendo will actually drop the price.
The last thing we'll say is, a lot of people are like, they're going to drop the price. So they're not, unfortunately, I don't think they're going to
drop the price.
I don't think they're going to drop the price right now.
No.
So in terms of anything becoming a different price prior to launch, I don't think that is a consideration.
Yeah, a pre-release price drop would be pretty unprecedented.
Yeah.
And I think from their view, again, like we have 2+ months until this thing comes out.
Yeah.
We can, we know we need to change this. I'm sure they're hopefully thinking of some ways they can do that. Maybe this Mario Kart Direct is this huge, significant thing that they need to get through for people to understand it. They should probably think about doing some of that sooner than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But they know what's coming. We don't. That's the thing that they have that we don't.
So no price drop coming anytime soon, especially not before it's released here in June. And like I said, for all we know, that price may not even be what the price is. That was the manufacturer suggested retail price until it's not.
Yeah, I definitely think that if they were to drop the prices on anything, it would be closer to the holidays to test and see maybe if they end up getting significantly more sales by dropping maybe $50 off of a console or $10 off of a game. But I think that Nintendo's pretty confident at this point in time that even if they did charge more money, they're still going to sell consoles and copies of games.
Man, it's interesting. There's an old saying when it comes to selling any good, you can always lower the price.
Yes.
Very rarely can you raise the price unless you're Netflix or a streaming service.
Yeah.
All right, we got more on this, but first I want to let you know that RPG Dad has become a brand new Plus member. Let's go. Thank you so much, RPG Dad. That is spectacular. We greatly appreciate your support. Also, give it up for Cy Peters, who also became a Plus member over at Side Scrollers Plus. Once again, use promo code April. Today is the last day for you to become a Plus member using that promo code April to get $30 off your annual membership over there. Once again, it's about the cost of a YouTube membership. We just see way more of that money because YouTube takes 30%, whereas it does not happen over at Plus. Modest Rat says, hey, bada bing! Vera, Craig can't read.
True.
Why are you correcting him? Don't be a grammar Nazi, you bigot. JK, I love you and Blabina.
That's me. Don't wear it out.
You don't love me? What's up with that, Modest Rat? Mozzarella, cannoli, ravioli, arrivederci, mi amici is also Montez. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Modest Rat. Tunishi came in and says, this is how the pipeline starts. First it's raid, then it's supplements, then it's gold and silver, and finally you make your own coffee company. I don't want to go $200,000 in debt, like apparently Germany has done. Did you see that? He was like, I'm $200,000 in debt. I was like
300,000 or something like that. Oof. Whatever it is, it's a number.
Yeah,
a lot of money.
What are we doing, dude? All right. R came in and says, I have a family member who works in the UK comedy scene production side. He told me of at least 10 years of brand. He told me at least 10 years brand was an open secret about doing inappropriate things or
being gay. Like, what does that mean? Open secret.
Very, yes. All right. Chibi says, which one, Craig? Raid Shadows Legends or Sex with Hitler? No, I will be playing Sex with Hitler exclusively on Plus next Thursday, April 10th in the afternoon. I look forward to that. Claydex says, look up a video called Neuro Ruined the Assassin's Creed Shadows sponsored stream. She is an AI VTuber. She streams with her creator, Vidal, and they got sponsored by Ubisoft to play the game. It's 1 minute. Blab, see if you can find that. We'll do a little reaction to that at the tail end here. You got that? Okay. Kratos says, that creature screaming just woke me up from a nap. Wait, Kratos, why you napping during Side Scrollers? Ridiculous. Stealth Strike says, she needs to be on Prozac. Yes. Joseph says, on behalf of a headphone user who was driving at the time, this was purely a thank you for lowering the volume. Okay. And Montez too. Thank you, Joseph. Appreciate that. We did hit Montez. Thank you very much for that. We will get these last few supers here in a second. But first, Vera, you get to pick which Montez we're going for today. Do you need a refresh?
Yes, I do.
Tetris, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Duck Hunt, Super Mario, Dustborn, The Moon, Mortal Kombat, or Street Fighter?
I guess we'll go Tetris.
Bitch!
I think that's my favorite one, personally.
It's good.
It's good stuff. All right, let's keep going here. We do have some more fun to get to because guess what, Vera? It's all Trump's fault.
Classic.
Classic internet here. But before we get there, hey, did you see that Nintendo Switch 2 made their own Switch emulator for the Switch 2? And that is how you're going to be playing Switch 1 games. This is from an interview with the Switch 2 devs who revealed that the Switch 2 plays Switch 1 games via emulation. So for, just kind of an interesting little tidbit right there. Here we go.
As long as the Switch 2 can play Switch 1 games, it is what it is.
It is what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is, as they say. Dexerto has this, says NVIDIA confirmed that Nintendo Switch 2 will have DLSS and ray tracing. What is DLSS? I don't even know what that means.
DLSS is, what does it stand for? It's Deep Learning Super Sampling.
Okay. Let's see what it's an NVIDIA technology. Yes, deep learning super sampling.
It's like AI upscaling.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Make it look better than it actually looks, huh?
Yeah.
It's like when we use the upscaling tool on Canva. Right. All right. Sounds good. All right. Then we had this from VGC and IGN and Kotaku and everywhere else because, hey, it all just seems to happen at the right time, huh? Nintendo Switch 2's $450 price point was likely influenced by Donald Trump's trade tariffs, experts say. Number one, just a slight question.
Experts.
Who are said experts? Right. Number two, this really looks stupid now that Nintendo has delayed their pre-orders here. So we don't know who those experts are. IGN also had this Nintendo, and this is the follow-up here. Obviously, them delaying the Switch 2 pre-orders. It is kind of odd that they said blaming the impact on Trump's tariff war because they don't exactly. They didn't say Trump's tariff war. No. They just said evolving market conditions. But once again, we'd be ignorant to think otherwise. But back to the idea of this being all Donald Trump's fault as far as the pricing goes. Mugen Lord says, "What the fuck are they talking about? These prices were determined before tariffs and still don't explain the price hikes globally. In some places, it cost more than other countries. Digital games also went up. Tariffs did that too. Come on, think, people."
Yeah, exactly.
Vera, do you think that Donald Trump, Orange Man, has done this and he has gone in and ruined video games for everybody?
Well, according to the mainstream media, he has. But they're always looking for some kind of angle in which to bring up politics and to ultimately attack the political figures that they dislike. And that, of course, is Trump 9 times out of 10.
Yes. This is interesting. Blabs, did you just put this in a second ago? This happened during our show. This may actually have an impact on.
No, this happened like right before we went live, and I didn't think you didn't see it, so I just threw it in there just in case.
Thank you for that. This actually, hey, this could reflect actually positively on the price of the Nintendo Switch 2. Breaking: Vietnam folds. Officially calls Trump, says they want to remove all tariffs and deal with the United States, per the President of the United States.
Yep,
so
there's another message I can find somewhere else that gives more
they asked for a
clarification.
3-month postponement.
Just in time for the Switch 2 to be unleashed in June, which is fine. Well, that's good. Get wrecked, Vietnam, you idiots. Sorry, all of our Vietnam fans over there. All right,
Craig,
you idiots.
You're
dumb.
singling people out here. What the hell?
Get wrecked, Norway. You people are able to pre-order your Switch 2s already?
Here, I can actually share what Trump said. Funny enough, I found this from Valiant Renegade. He screen grabbed it.
Okay.
Let me remove. Okay, here we go. So this is from Trump's whatever it's called. I don't even remember his social media platform. He says,
Truth.
Yeah, that's it. So he says, just had a productive call with To Lam, General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam, who told me that the Vietnam wants to cut the tariffs down to 0 if they're able to make an agreement with the U.S. I thanked him on behalf of our country and said I look forward to meeting in the near future. There you go.
Get
Ta-da.
wrecked, idiots. Get wrecked, dummies. USA. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, I love over patriotic guy who just screams USA for anything. Like I love generic over patriotic US guy. I love it. It's my favorite, one of my favorite things. Oh God, I love it so much. Anyways, I guess that's good news, everybody. Look at the chat. The chat is over patriotic USA guy. I love it. Let's get the USA chat going there. Claydex says, look at the video. They got that. We're actually going to react to that in just a second. Mr. Melancholy says, Nintendo is like Disney. They have our childhood / nostalgia in a vice grip, and they believe they can treat fans however they want because of diehards. Yes, I think this is the first chink in the armor of the Nintendo armor for sure. So Ian says, if they had a reason for the high cost, and I'm not saying they do, it would likely be the cost of semiconductors, not tariffs. Thank you, Ian. Great support today. Winterfell came in and says, oh, my bad. Sorry, wrong one. Old man me, but I feel like every new console has a controversy like this, be it the price or the hardware limitations. Floating a price and seeing if people are okay with it is just the business. It's Winterfell. Appreciate your perspective as usual. Raptor Kratos says, and that's why I'll be playing my Pokemon games on the first Switch. Sticker shock is real.
Yeah.
Mercenary says, Shadows was so bad, the AI got bored with it. All right. And Daniel says, apparently $80 for a game is too expensive, but asking $5 to read my comment is not. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate that. Once again, use promo code April over at Side Scrollers Plus to become a Plus member. Thank you, Daniel. And appreciate the clown emoji at the end. That's wonderful. Kratos says, do you think evolving market conditions is actually in reference to the pricing reactions that IGN is just putting words in their mouth because they want to throw shade at Trump? I bet they actually said evolving market conditions. Yeah, but I think they included Trump on that to throw shade. I mean, IGN is San Francisco, so
yeah.
Edwin says USA is going to drop Vietnam tariffs if Vietnam officially admits they lost the war during Vietnam. It can't be real. There's no way.
I have not seen that.
That's funny if it's true. Sever says, good to see you guys. Not really complaining about the price of the Nintendo hardware, but the unjustified price hike of the software. I think that's where a lot of people are, is the software price hike on that.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've said this before. I don't have a problem with the price hikes. It's the sticker shock that people will feel. That's my concern with this, is when parents go up and they see the Switch 1 games at $60 and they see the Switch 2 games at $80, they're going to go, what happened here? I
have a problem with the pricing. It's bullshit. Everything's cheaper to make. You don't need to make it so expensive.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. And I say this all the time. Companies can price whatever they want to price it at. If GTA wants to come out and price their game at $200, fine. Fucking do it. Ultimately, the market will decide.
Yeah.
Is this an episode of Nintendo fucking around and finding out? That's the biggest thing. Are they going to go in and are they going to see, are they going to do what happened with the 3DS where it drastically underperforms? They go, oh, we got to adjust, right? Are they going to find out? Or do they have such good audience capture that they know their audience and they feel like they can charge that because they know their audience will pay it? Hey, what's an extra $20? I'm going to get 10 years out of this game, right? Or whatever it may be, whatever the justification is.
I mean, I definitely think that there is a certain subsection of people that will pay, but ultimately when you're selling old hardware for a premium price, you're not only raising your games, or at least one with Mario Kart World, to $80, and we know that that could potentially shift the entire industry to going to $80. And you're kind of regressing in terms of what you're offering. So like the Wii U had a camera, right? Well, now they're selling a camera separately. They're promoting kind of the chat feature and the playing with gamers together and connecting people. That's cool and all, but that only goes so far with people, and there's definitely going to be a lot of people that are going to reject this. Now, yeah, I do think that it will still sell, but I think that they are going to hit a wall much quicker at a potentially, as I mentioned, I think that with the tariffs, that it'll be, $550 and then $600.
Yes, I do think we're going to see a price hike before we see anything drop. I saw this comment here by Sir Spamalot. He says, "I've lost so much respect for Craig in the past 3 weeks." Details, friend. What did I say that was so crazy then? Outside of Nintendo is fucking around and they could find out. Like, what was so crazy about my statement that made you lose respect for me from that? Just curious. Claydick says, we'll get to that. William came in and says, everyone needs to stop whining. Games have been $60 for 2 generations. A $40 NES game was $118.09 in today's money. Once again, I'm not whining about it. I've actually felt there's been a price adjustment correction long delayed. I feel like this is something that was going to happen for a while. With that said, next Friday, we're going to have My Retro Life on. And he has been scorned by the internet for simply having that conversation. And we'll definitely have that conversation with him. It's going to be really interesting to see. So Mercenary says, I'm going to wait for a sale on Switch 2 full stop. I think most people will. Yeah.
Yeah. And, like I mentioned, even if Vietnam, folds, Nintendo will use it as an excuse to, say it's market trends, and then they'll raise the price up and then they'll test it from there. Because as you had mentioned a little while ago, it's easier to lower the price than raise a price. So they'll start at a higher price and then slowly drop it to see, how much they can get out of people.
There's a lot of layers to the sandwich here, right? To this burger. And one of those layers that somebody mentioned the idea of like the $40 price game, the $40 game in 1985. Here's the difference, and here's actually a very big difference for a lot of people. You still have that game, you still own that game, you can still see that game and touch that game. That game is never going to be updated, right? You can put that game into your video game console, your NES, and it will still work.
Yeah.
Whereas Mario Kart World, there's the assumption that happened, but let's just be real. Go back 10 years, 15 years to the Xbox 360. How many of those games that you bought, you had on a hard drive, right? You don't have now. You don't have access to. Either you lost your hard drive, you don't play your 360, whatever it may be. You don't physically have something. And I think that's where a lot of people lie with this, is like, yeah, you're right. We did have those games and they were $80 in 1994, right? And I did buy Street Fighter 2 for $70 in 1993 or whatever. But I still have it. It's right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's right there. I still have Mega Man X. I still have Super Castlevania. I still have Mario Kart. I still have Fax Xanadu and Super Mario 3 and Final Fantasy VI, Blabs.
That's right, VI.
So I totally understand that. But like I said, we'll have a bigger conversation about that next week. And then we have Kite the Twin Blade says, people arguing inflation forget that they offer us less now than ever. No ownership, day one patches, always online, DLC out the ass, DEI, bugs, etc. They not giving an inflation adjusted value, but they want that price.
Yeah.
Thank you, Demi. Says if Biden didn't have the economy, we wouldn't care. Yeah. And Dave says, you think overprice pre-order and avoid scalping with people buying up consoles and selling them for higher, like Xbox X and PS5. Minecraft was too adult for kids and won't have the legs. Thank you, Dave. And Orthodox Monk says, at least Donkey Kong Bonanza is the standard $70, and that looks pretty fun. Awesome and fun. It does
Hopefully
look fun.
it stays that way.
Yes. We have this. What do we got here? Okay, we're going to check out that video of the Assassin's Creed thing here in just a second. And we have this from Vara. How about you read this in your own voice if you like?
Yeah, so, we were just talking about why a lot of people ultimately are kind of rejecting higher prices for games. And as you mentioned, physicality is definitely a very big part of it. I'm someone who still goes out of my way to buy physical media whenever I can, even though that's a problem because modern games, they don't have the day one patches and they don't have DLC and things like that. But I was talking with Savvy about this over on X about what her kind of thoughts were, because she was, discussing that she thinks why is it in the 80s and 90s, we as kids worked to save our money for a $100 game and prices should raise. But I had said, for me, and from what I've noticed in my audience, it boils down to the gaming industry is making $200 billion a year when something like Hollywood is making $20 billion. So they're making record profits. Should we be indulging them to continue making even more? Two is, in 1998, there was an estimated 743 games released, and that is a very rough estimate. But in 2024, there was nearly 19,000. Companies always push a new trendy game our way and say buy, 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 leading to more variety, and people don't want to be weighed down by a single game every few months, because when you see these massive marketing campaigns and everybody's talking about the latest game on the block, you obviously want to play it yourself. So yeah, I mean, games, if they go up to $80 or $90 or $100, you're just making it so people maybe buy one game every 2 months instead of one game a month. And then the overall quality in AAA games has fallen significantly in many people's personal opinions. Like Monster Hunter Wilds, wasn't a deterrence for the PC launch because it saw record numbers, yet was panned by gamers for being broken. But we're also seeing a decline in storytelling and even gameplay, and there's so many bugs and glitches, and it's just so sad. But I think that all of these factors definitely do not help the company's arguments that, they need to raise prices now.
Yeah. This is going to be a really interesting ongoing conversation, to say the least, for a lot of people for a long time. Because ultimately, look, it's your money. You do what you want with it.
100%.
Right? We always say vote with your wallet. F&A, vote with your wallet. And I think that's the most important thing here. So if you don't like the way Nintendo has priced their games, or you don't like how they price their system, don't buy it. Yeah. Don't buy it. If you can afford it, buy it. If you're okay with it, buy it. If you're that excited for it, buy it. If you're not, don't. It's way easier for people to not part with their money than it is for them to part with their money.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's check this out. This is from Claydex early. He asked to check this out, and we are going to check it out. This is a 1-minute video. This is from talking about Assassin's Creed. This is a sponsored stream that they did. Let's check this out real quick. And by the way, Clouds on the way. Clouds on the way. Let's go. Give it up for Clouds on the way. Brand new Plus member. Guys, we're closing in. We can get that 400 today. Join us over at Side Scrollers Plus. Use that promo code April. It will end at the end of Friday. Here we go.
If you must know, we're playing the new Assassin's Creed game. It's like a sponsored stream.
Oh wow. Maybe I should try to be on my best behavior then.
Yes. Yes, you should be. We should both be on our best behavior today.
So this is an AI VTuber, and they're interacting with.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's an AI VTuber. She streams with her creator, and they got sponsored. Okay, here we go.
Otherwise, we don't get paid.
How do you even pronounce Ghost of Tsushima?
That's not the. I hate you. I actually hate you. You want me to fail.
I don't want you to fail. How am I able to make this up to you?
Just can you do the ad read?
Sure. Let me think for a moment.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Are you ready to embark on an unforgettable journey? Ghost of Tsushima transports you to a beautiful crafted open world, capturing the spirit of feudal Japan.
No. The game is Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh my god, you're right. Anyways, in Assassin's Creed Shadows, you will blend into the shadows and experience the thrill of stealthy assassinations.
Yes, that's the one. You got it. Expertly done. Well, speaking of which, that's all we had time for today.
It was 1 minute long. That's nice. We should look into the AI VTuber world. That'd be I'm sure I could go absolutely maybe Blabs. Maybe it's AI VTuber versus Super Mario Brothers instead of Blabs versus. Just saying.
Okay.
We can make that happen right there. Hey, John with the 10 says, breaking news for Vara. Have you seen the new Emma Frost costume in Marvel Rivals?
I have. Oh, I'll be doing a video on it in just a little while because there are so many people who are melting down over it, saying, well, Marvel Rivals devs are sexists and you're just gooners if you like the way it looks.
Let's find it. Hold on. What do we got here? Is this appropriate for the show?
I mean, it technically is, but
oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get banned on YouTube for this. Here we go. This is it. Boom. I should have said boobs. There you go.
Holy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just a gooner if you like that, guys.
I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be really upset at this.
Oh yeah, they're already starting.
Oh yeah, the reading has begun.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. All right. There you go. Nice. Okay. Well, we'll see what the response is to this as we go along. You guys can check out Vara's video coming later today on the channel. All right. We are going to head over to do our call-in show here in just a second. AI Blabs versus. There you go, Norm. Figuring it out. And the Mask Marvel says, Madden is crap and people pay $60 and EA makes a ton of microtransactions. I don't think the price for Mario Kart matters much for fans. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it doesn't matter for some fans.
Yeah.
I think it matters for a lot of fans. I do. Okay, we're going to head over, do our call-in show. We would love for you guys to be involved. Once again, head over to Plus, Side Scrollers Plus, use promo code April. It's the last day for you to use it to get $30 off your annual membership. You'll get the entire year for $60, the same cost as a membership over here on YouTube. Just put down at one time. You get access to all our shows early. You get access to upcoming shows that we haven't even announced yet. You get access to our live events, which we're going to be producing here throughout the year. We got a lot coming, and it's a good investment. And you support us, allow us to do this on a day-to-day basis. So thank you guys very much. Let's get to that 400 before Monday. Would really love that. With that said, Rumble, you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys later. Enjoy it. Here's a fart for you. There you go. And so enjoy it. And you guys hanging out on YouTube, guys, hit the thumbs up button on your way out. We'd really appreciate it. And remember that people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. We will see you guys on Monday at 11 a.m. Central Time. See ya. Bye-bye.
Fatality. Cleared.